All right. Well,
Thank
I
you.
guess we'll get started with our presentation. And so my name is Tara Short. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Adventures Tours. And what I always tell people is I'm your first adventure buddy. And I say that because so many, when people sign up on my trips, I say my trips, but Green Adventures we have been offering tours for almost 17 years. That's really hard to believe. 17 years next year. And my company could drive if it was a child. And so for over 17 years, and there's five tour leaders, and we have expert local guides in all the places we travel to. So yeah, and Iceland is one of my very, very favorite places to be. And a lot of women who sign up on tours, one of the first questions is like, do I have to travel with a friend, or what if I don't know anybody? And you will know me. I'm your first adventure buddy. Any tour leader is your first adventure buddy. We are here to help you get prepared for a trip. So once a trip is confirmed, Carrie, our admin assistant, sends out a pre-departure packet with the travel parameters, a detailed packing list, and we have a WhatsApp chat so that you can have a chance to ask us questions
Oh, good.
now when your tour is booked, right? So you
Mm.
can reach out to us and be like, what do you think about these shoes or these boots or etc. So you don't have to feel like there's any surprises. We want you to get as much information as possible. I'll be doing the presentation tonight about, like I said, one of my favorite places in the world, and Inge Björg's going to be helping me. Inga, do you wanna just do a little quick introduction?
Introduction about me. Do you hear me well like that? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I seems to have a little bit problem with my phone now. Yeah, but yes. So my name is Ingi Björk. I go by the name of Inga, and I've been guide in Iceland for over 35 years. I like to do multiply things. I'm a woman with many hats, but one of the things that I have learned during my lifetime is to take care of myself and prioritize my health and well-being. And I've done a long way to come there, and I wanted to share that with people, and that's why me and Tara, we put up this tour together. When we were talking about things, we saw that we had many things in common. So yeah, here I am.
Yeah, I met Inga. I've been taking groups to Iceland since 2017, and they're mainly adventure-based tours and multi-sport tours. So you do outdoor, hiking or kayaking. And then when I met Inga in 2023 as my guide, I was doing speed dating for guides. You'll have to learn that story when you come on this trip. And I was like, Inga, I don't want to see anybody else. And I said, and in addition to these tours, I have a dream, and this is what I envision. And she's like, I've got some ideas. And this tour that I'm going to present to you tonight was actually created when I came to Iceland 3 years ago, right? No, 2 years.
3 years ago.
No, it was
Yeah.
2 years ago. 2 years ago in November, I came back to Iceland.
3 summer ago.
Yes, 3 summers. She's counting like it feels like prison. She's counting out.
It seems it's a long time ago.
And we ran through an itinerary that my wish was, I want rest, I want restoration, hot springs, good food, and a little bit of magic. And
Oh,
we came there. That's why I came there in November, and she and I drove around North Iceland. She showed me what she wanted to do, and we let synchronicity and intention and a cold water swim be part of the kind of theme of that whole experience. And that's what eventually evolved into this program that you see now that we've offered 3 times before. And it's the first retreat that Green Adventures has ever done, and I'm so proud of it. And I truly think that a lot of people don't fully understand what it like. I don't think it translates that as it should on like promotional materials because it is. I think the end is so unique compared to for each group. It's not a cookie cutter experience, but again, that's what a retreat is, right? It's how the experience is for the individuals. And if anybody just wants to share like what they're interested in, what brought you here tonight? Would you mind to introduce yourself, where you're from, and what is it about this tour that it interests you? Maybe Joan?
Well, sure. I was very interested in the idea of restoration.
Mhm.
And I thought, well, I've always wanted to go to Iceland. I love swimming. Um, and I thought maybe the Aurora Borealis will be out there. I don't know. So it's always been something I've thought about. And a friend of mine told me about one of the trips you do to Montana, and the dates didn't work for me. But then I saw this trip and I thought, ooh, I would really like to see Iceland, but not through the groups that normally go through there, where they stay for 3 days and then they go on to Europe. But I thought this looked really interesting.
Good, good. I'm glad. 'Cause it's actually your description too does sound like you resonate with what we're trying to put out there. So that's good for me to hear that. It warms my heart.
Mhm.
And good. Well, thank you so much, Joan. I'm glad
Sure.
you're here tonight.
Thank you, Joan.
Kelly.
Me.
Yeah, you already pulled the trigger. So
Yes. So I am from Wilmington, North Carolina, which is on the coast, the East Coast, and it's really warm. So I'm definitely going to need some help, like figuring out what gear to bring, and because we have sweaters, we don't have coats, we don't need it because we don't get snow. But I picked this trip because, well, one, I've always wanted to go to Iceland. I am always up for an adventure, but I am tired. I am just exhausted with life. Unfortunately, my husband passed away in April of this year. And after being like in the hospital for 2 months and just a lot of other health issues. And I have realized that I have just completely neglected myself. And I'm just too busy taking care of everybody else and not me. So that's why I picked this trip, because it is all about me.
It is.
It really is. Like, I love my people. I'm not any good to them if I don't take care of myself. So this is just a way
Yeah,
of,
that's it.
trying to find the spark and the magic in life without him. And I'm looking forward to it.
Inga, and I guess we are communicating what it is that we're hoping for people to get from this. That's good. I'm glad.
And
I'm
I
sorry to
and
hear
I
about
do
your
have to
husband.
say, I travel for work. Like every single week. Like right now I'm in Philadelphia. Yesterday I was in Pittsburgh. Next week I'll be in Chicago. But the thought of just like taking like an international trip all by myself and trying to figure out where to go, what to do, which side of the road to drive on, like all the little things, I just didn't want to worry about that. So this also was perfect for that.
I love
I
it.
just have to show up.
I would say, Kelly, this is a perfect tool for that, because it's so good to take time off and just do nothing but think about yourself and take care of yourself every day, and just go inwards, and it's so good to do it in a group with women, because we have all experience and we have all things to share, and we can help each other so much by that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Great. Well,
Looking forward to see you.
Yes, I'm so glad you signed up. Molly, would you like, since you have a limited amount of time, would you like to?
Would I like to go last? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kelly, I'm so sorry for the loss of your husband.
Thank
It's
you.
really fresh. So I was on the multi-sport tour in August, and I was on the bus with Inga, who was driving, and my mind was completely blown with the majesty of the beauty and everything else about it, and the stories, and so it just captivated me really. And I've also been um called, let's say, to return, and also I have been in the space of the calling to do a pilgrimage. So all these things came together, and when I got back I was like, I got to go back to Iceland, I don't know when, and then all these synchronicities moved everything into place. So I'm really excited about coming back. And I'm like, I've never traveled internationally by myself, so this is a new step. I usually go with my wife, so this is a big kind of a big deal, but also I feel like welcomed already. And so thanks for
So
listening.
looking forward to see you again, Molly.
I know, me too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can relate to the feel that the calling. There's always been, it's when you listen to your intuition, your body knows, your body tells you what you need to do and to be aware of those opportunities when they come. So I hear that. And then Kelly, what I also wanted to say was, when you talked about like going to a foreign country and having to think about what to do, the thing about Iceland, the very first time I went there, is that the language, you don't know what it means. So you're like Foss, you see the things on a map, you're like, you don't know that you're missing waterfalls, for example. You don't know what things that you can't relate it to anything.
Uh-huh.
And your GPS is like, turn left on Fergie. You're like, which one? So you don't have to think. We'll do that. Inga's a great driver.
Yay.
She tells, as Molly could tell you, she tells amazing stories. She's got really
Beautiful.
great stories. And yeah, so, and we have Ryan on here, but Ryan, I'm going to save you just for a second, okay? Because Ryan has.
Let me just say one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Everybody wants to be on the bus with Inga. Once you are on the bus with Inga and Tara, you are in a magical place. Get on the bus, the spaceship, whatever you want to call it, and they take care of the rest.
Actually, Ryan, why don't you just introduce yourself?
So, I did my first trip with Inga and Tara last March, and I did this wellness retreat, and it was fabulous. And I liked it so much. And I'd been to Iceland before and did the the touristy thing, do the ring and all that. And I did not want that. So this time, um, I wanted the different experiences. I wanted to see different parts of Iceland. I wanted to see the real part of Iceland as opposed to, another Marriott hotel that looks the same as anything anywhere in the world. Um, so I got all of those things and so much more. I had so much fun. And I don't like tours. I love this one. So I liked it so much I came back 6 months later to do the knitting tour.
Oh my
I
goodness.
just got back from, and I finally finished my sweater. Um,
Hmm.
and it does help if you like wool to be in Iceland, but it's a gorgeous country. And like several people have said here, there's something about its beauty and its energy that just really draws you in. So, um, several people on the trip for both trips had never traveled overseas before ever. So, I think Iceland was always an easy entryway because it is a relatively easy place to get around. Everybody does speak English. Um, Tara and Inga do a great job of preparing you of what you need to take, how to take it, what to pack, what not to pack, which is very important. Um, but they take there's so much thought that goes into it by them, but they just knock my socks off about really their preparation for the trip is astounding. So that
True.
they make sure that you have a good time, you have an amazing experience. Um, they are amazing professionals, but they don't feel like professionals. They feel like, and they feel like your friends. It's like, oh, I have friends in Iceland. Whee!
Thank you, Inga. I would have to say that's exactly what we're hoping for. Like, I always want people to feel like they have friends, that they're not on a 9 to 5 tour.
Yeah, and that's what it becomes also. It becomes when you meet up and you have all these amazing feelings that you share together, you become friends. So it's
but you guys know
that's
how to
the magic
facilitate
about
that.
it.
You really, really know how to facilitate that in a way that is safe and not threatening. I mean, I've done a lot of, I'm an acupuncturist. I've done a lot of energy work. I've done, you create a really safe space. I think everybody feels comfortable. You watch out for everybody to make sure that everybody does feel like they're participating. You do a great job.
Thank you.
It's not a tour. It's an experience.
Mm.
And it's
Thank
a
you.
fabulous experience.
Thank you, Ryan.
And I think
And if I could go back to the flotation pool and stay there for about 6 hours, that'd be good.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Ryan. We'll hear more from Ryan later too. Let's see, Mary, do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want to
Sure.
say something?
Mary Austin from Lewis, Delaware. Now I moved.
Okay.
And
What attracted you to this trip?
well, my next door neighbor, who just got hernia surgery, I'm helping her out, running next door, blah blah blah, wants to go to Iceland. And I said, hey, I know how you can do it. We can do it. So I'm here taking the information in.
Okay.
And she probably won't go, but I'm more than certain I will.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you're leaning towards yes, and hopefully your friend, if things get better for her, that she would come on the tour with you.
Yeah.
Of course, you're among friends when you're there.
Self-care, number one. And we had an adventure in Alaska 7 years ago. I got to hike and kayak and eat seafood every day, and had my first green adventure trip. And I talk about it all the time, and it was so far the most, I got to see Alaska personalized, and it was fantastic, and I always talk about it to everybody.
Oh,
So
great,
I'm
awesome.
can Iceland top Alaska?
Yes.
Yes.
It
Well,
doesn't
you
have
have to tell us.
How about this? It doesn't have to. That's the thing. That tour, what you did in Alaska is completely different what you're going to do in Iceland.
Yep.
And I think though, what you'll find is that the common thread is you will feel like you're getting a personalized experience, that you won't feel like, because that's the thing about, I remember when you would what year was that? Was that 13,
It was
14, 15?
20 18.
18? Okay. So
2018?
I remember at that point I was just thinking about, why do people do cruises to Alaska? We could do this you're on the ground. And I really was focusing as I was developing my experiences. I wanted people to realize that you feel like you're with friends. That's where it starts. It started with Alaska like that. And then over the years, now it's 17 destinations. The partners that I work with, we've been together. Most of them, we've been together working on these tours for over 5 years, and some of them longer, 17 years. And that's really important for me to create those lasting friendships with people I want to work with, because ultimately I'm going to introduce them. It's like me introducing you to my friends, right? And so I want to make sure that we have the right people in our network. But Mary, that's so great. I love it. And I really look forward to not just the challenge of showing you Iceland, to have, see if it tops it in different ways, but also for sharing the experience with you again.
Yes.
And Martha just came in. Lorraine is in. No pressure, but does any of you want to share, introduce yourselves? I'll give it a couple, and I'll give you guys a couple of seconds before we get started. If you need to learn, you just have to unmute yourselves, because I'll take mute as being your, I'm doing something else.
I got to jump off, but thank you. I'll see
All
you
right,
in
bye,
March,
Molly.
if not before you. Bye,
Yes,
Inga.
and this will be recorded, so we'll send you the other
All right,
details.
cool. All right, thanks so much.
Thank
Bye.
you, Molly. Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
Molly.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll jump into the presentation, and then what I'd love is for everybody except for me and Inga at this point to go on mute, because we'll be talking about things. And then if you have questions along the way, which I know some people do, like I'm that type of person, if I have a question, I'm like, I don't have a pen or paper, I need to get it out now. There is a chat box. You can just type your question in the chat, and then at the end of the presentation or somewhere in the middle, I'll address it if I get a chance to look at that. Okay. But we will address all the questions that you have. And that's the purpose of this presentation this evening.